How you doing? It's Khoa here. In this video, we're going to be talking about Dan Kennedy's DNA game changer, the Lords of List Building. So before I get into this, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot of free content on sales, marketing, personal finance, and more. Okay, so Dan Kennedy, this guy is, I don't know how to say, but this guy is an absolute legend in marketing. So if you have a chance to check out his stuff, he's been around for a long time, and he's been around longer than all these other gurus that's currently online talking about marketing and everything. And I always find that Dan Kennedy is at the top of the food chain. He's like the guy that trains a lot of marketers that you see today. So you got people like Frank Kern, Ryan Dice, you even got Grant Cardone and other people. They talk about Dan Kennedy because Dan Kennedy was like the original gangster, the OG of marketing. And this guy, be sure to check out his stuff because I know he's a lot older. He's older than most of these young gurus these days and so forth. But his concepts and marketing principles, it never changes, right? So if you have a chance to check out his stuff, be sure to do it. So I bought this course back in, guess what year? 2011. I bought this back in 2011. And I was following a lot of Dan Kennedy stuff. I was reading. That's where I learned how to write direct response copy. I know how to write direct response copy, and I was following a lot of all of these different speakers that he had on these stages and so forth. And I learned a lot about marketing, direct marketing. I applied direct marketing. I learned about landing pages and so forth. And this is before everyone, right? So as you can see there, you can see in that folder, see how it's already rusted, you know. So this is 10 years old, but I'm still using it today, right? So this course, Dan Kennedy's DNA Game Changer. So the DNA Game Changer was this course that he launched like 10 years ago, and it talked about what he did was, if you can start all over again, what would it be, you know? And the DNA Game Changer would just be the basic concepts that all you need to do is apply it, and it will just transform your business. And this was part of it, Lords of List Building. And this course is all about how to build a list and how to monetize that list, and that's all it was. And I've always known that, and that's the most important thing, is that you cannot survive without a list. Because if you go out there and you might make some money now, fantastic, but if you don't have a list to continually market to, then you're always going to be struggling, right? You're always going to have problems in which you can you're always going to have emergencies that's going to pop up, and it's hard for you to pay for those emergencies, right? But if you've got a list, you're always protected. So there was a really good story by Dan Kennedy. He talks about when he went through a divorce. He lost everything. He lost half of, like, he must have lost, I think, 20 years of wealth that he built. It just went out the door, you know, and half of it just went out the door. But he was able to replace it in a few months' time using the power of his list and the relationship that he's got with his list. So what's inside this course is that he talks about, obviously he talks about the importance of the list, but very briefly, and then gets straight to the goods. So this course, so let's have a look at it. So essentially this binder is a transcript of the main speakers of the event. So as you can see on the back there, you can see pictures of the actual event. So he did an event. I don't know how many people were there. It looks like there was over about 1,000 people there. They probably paid about 10 grand, 30 grand to be there. And he had a lot of speakers. So direct response copywriting, he normally charges $50,000 to be on stage, $100,000 in royalties and so forth, whatever it is. And he's done a lot of different really great courses. But in this binder, so you can see that so there was the main speakers that were on his stage. So obviously the main attraction was Dan Kennedy. Second up was Frank Kern. Third one was Timothy Seward. Another one was Bill Glazer, Brian Dice. You probably heard of Brian Dice. Mike Capuzzi. And there's also exhibits in which you can see the slides. So there's actually, what it means is, like, all the slides that these speakers show on the screen, he's actually put the slides there. So in the course, you can see that it's a transcript of what he says. So Welcome to the Lords of List Building, how to acquire and develop a hyper-responsive list, the most valuable asset of any business, online or offline, taught by superstar faculty, seven-figure business builders, including blah, blah, Dan Kennedy, right? Okay. And the talk goes straight into it. So Dan Kennedy, so this is the transcript of his speech, right? So I won't go through all of it, but morning, I have kind of a herd joke. I really like this joke, but I debated about telling it because there will be sensitive people who won't like it. So that's just, that's Dan Kennedy for you. Dan Kennedy is, he's very real. He's very direct. He's the type of guy who will just say what's on his mind, and it's not really there to, to cater for the sensitive people, right? He'll just say it like it is. And some people will hate Dan Kennedy, but most people just love the guy because he's just really just gives straight up value. But anyway, so what's the contents of in here? So Dan Kennedy talks about the importance of building a herd. So he calls list building as herd. So think of it like a rancher. So if you have your own farm and you're pretty much you're trying to herd some cattle or cows or whatever it is, you need to always think of your business as you're a rancher. You own a farm, and that farm has a collection of cattle, and I don't know whether that's the right terminology, but you've got cows, and that's what you're trying to do, right? So that's what you need to have in your business, because if you don't have that, if you're not herding, if you're not fencing the herd, if you're not protecting your herd, and you're not feeding them properly, they will just die, and that's the problem, is that you need to really build a following. You need to build a following. So these days, back then, there was no social media, I don't think so, but nowadays, the herd is your social media account, the herd is your email list, and the herd is your YouTube channel. And if you spend time building up your herd, spend time building a relationship with them, you can promote products and services through it, and therefore it will make you very, very wealthy. So that's the power of building a herd. So then next up is Frank Kern talks about how he's made lots of money in building a list and selling it, and obviously he walks you through some of his landing pages that he's created, and also how much money he's pulled from them. And then the rest of the speakers they all do the same thing too. They always have a landing page. They show their statistics on how on how much traffic they got to it, how well the conversions are. One thing I learned about these speakers is that they track everything. So they track the conversion rates, they track how long they were spending time on the landing page. The A/B split tested, so they had one landing page A with one headline, the another one had a different headline. This headline got better results. They scrapped the old one. So these guys really noted down the details. So it goes to show that you need to track everything. You need to measure your results, and you need to really, obviously, know how to, the importance of building a list, know how to build the list, and know how to take care of the list using tracking methods. So I don't know whether this is still available or not. You can go check out dankennedy.com, and it might still be there, but this is just, for me, I bought this and I learned how to build a list, and I really like it. Put it on the shelf, and it's a constant reminder that you should always build your list, always build a relationship with your list, and the list will always protect you in times of uncertainty and during emergency situations, because if you have an emergency situation, you need cash, the relationship with your list, send an email to your list, and you'll get some sales there. So that's all it is. So that's it. Check out Dan Kennedy, DNA Game Changer, Lords of List Building. Highly recommend this course, and go check it out. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to send you a lot more free stuff on sales, marketing, direct response marketing, finance, and so forth. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next one. Cheers.